Good morning. I'd like to welcome one and all to this meeting of the Logan County Commissioners. Today is January 3rd, 2022. It's 9 o'clock in the morning, and I'd like to call this meeting to order. Please rise for the flag salute.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
All right, thank you. We have one citizen that would like to be heard, Miss Lisa New. Ma'am, if you'd like to take the podium. And you want to talk about county animal shelter and helping the community Paws and Claws.
Yes, I am Lisa New with Helping Community Paws and Claws. I started a 501c3 in May of this year. I've been helping animals here in Guthrie for many, many years. I do a lot of trap, neuter, and return. That's my passion, is to help the homeless kitties. I've probably trapped, neutered, and returned to date 328 kitties. Most of that was on my own dime. Bogas helped me a lot. Me and Vaughn joined forces about 10 years ago. Unfortunately, she retired, which forced me to do a 501c3, which I'm not good at this. I'm just good at saving animals, you know. But I did what I had to do, and we are in desperate need of a county shelter. I don't know how we're going to do it. I know there's grants. I cannot file for a grant for 3 years because that's just the rules they have for a 501c3 holder, or I would have already done that. I will file for one in 3 years, which will need more than one shelter to take care of Logan County. There's just no place for these stray animals to go. I am not a shelter. I do a spay and neuter. We've done, I don't know how many, I haven't counted how many community animals I have spayed and neutered. Not only that, but helped with their medical bills also. With total donations, we're running $6,000 to $8,000 a month in the account right now, which is, I just can't believe it, that people, the community has really come together. I just know you guys can file for grants, and I know we can get this done together. And I know if we do it together, between the city and the county and me, we can get this done. I don't have a figures or proposal in front of me. This is, like I said, out of my comfort zone, but I want people to be aware of that we've got it. I know eventually we're going to have a county shelter. I just need help. So I'm coming here today to see what do I need to do to make it happen, and talk about it.
Okay. So there is a shelter that the city operates, I believe.
Yes, that's correct. For city limits only.
Right.
So, like, I got a call from the sheriff department, you know, a couple nights this week, late in the middle of the night. They don't have no place for the animals to go. I'm full. I have three at the house now and 38 kitties, because those 38 kitties were orphaned, and so I nursed them back to health since they were little bitty, and they'll be up for adoption soon. But we've got to have a place for these animals to go. People are dumping animals because there is no place for them to go. They call and ask for help, and there is no help for them, so they take them out. They think that it's better to dump them than send them to the shelter to their death, and they just don't understand the suffering that they go through. There's just no place for them, and we've got to get together as a community, as a whole, and figure out the solution to the problem, because it's a really big problem.
So isn't the Free to Live animal shelter located in the county? It's in the unincorporated area of the county, right?
Yes.
And they are overfull. I mean, you can't even get an animal in. People are dumping dogs and cats at their front door because there's just no room. Oklahoma City euthanized 423 dogs on Friday, and that's a weekly deal. Just unbelievable, and it just breaks my heart because those animals deserve better. And unless we step up as a community, my vision is going to be, the shelter's going to have a wellness clinic in the vision, in the shelter itself, so we can offer free spay and neuters for the county of Logan County. Some of the other counties have already followed suit, which has happened already. Our shelter here, they give vouchers for them to spay and neuter. They let the animals leave unaltered, which there's a mandatory law, state law, that you can't do that, but we get by with it because they give them a voucher saying that you pay $55 to adopt the dog, and then that gives you a voucher to go to, there's 2 vets I think that are contracted through the city. I think it's Crosstown Vets and Dr. Swant, where they go in and get that done. It's been proven that it's a failed system. The vouchers do not work because people we don't have enough manpower to follow up on them. Like, I don't let anything out of my rescue that's not an alter, which means I don't leave, little kitties and little puppies don't leave my place. They're a little bit older, so they're harder to adopt because they're older, but it stops with me. They don't go out of and there's been a couple because they were too young, or I'm trying to get them out of my place because I've got sick kitties. And the way I do that is I make sure that I book the appointment, the 2 months or 3 months out, that they are able to be altered. And then I make that appointment and I write it on my books, and I call the night before to make sure that gets done. If they have no transportation, I take them back because they just will not do it unless you make it happen.
Okay. Any questions from the board?
No, I'm just not aware of any grants that the county can file for. I'm not gonna say they're not there.
There are so many grants, and right now, with the COVID-19, there's so much money there for animal welfare. It's unbelievable, like all over the place.
So
lots of money. Oklahoma City just got their new shelter. Mustang just got their new shelter from grant money.
What I'd like to propose then is that you could do some research for us. You seem to be more in tune with this than we are, which is not uncommon because this is your passion.
That's exactly right. I just don't have a lot of time because I'm in the field so much.
If we could maybe agendize this item and put it on our agenda to discuss the grants that may be available. If you could come back and work with us on that, I'd love to discuss that and see what we can do if we can. But like Lonnie said, right now we're not aware of any grants that the county can apply for.
I don't think I have access to the county grants like you guys do. I'm pretty sure there's a separate entity to that.
Okay.
You know, really, we can't even hardly get a REAP grant anymore.
Yeah.
A grant for an animal shelter.
It is there. I mean, right now is the time to do it because, like I said, COVID opened up a whole new doors because people that were quarantined for the whole year and was working at home, they went and got pets, and now that they're back to work, they're dumping them and taking them back to the shelter. That's why but the main deal is starting at the spay and neuter. We got to start at ground zero, but right now we'll get ahead of it, but we just have to have places. We need to make sure that the city doesn't let animals leave the shelter unaltered. I just got through on 20th Street. I followed a mama dog home one day, and she had 12 puppies underneath the house, and their other mama dachshund had 10 puppies on the front porch. So I spayed all 5 of their dogs, and apparently those female dogs have been in our shelter 5 times in the last 5 years. So if we would have had them fixed when the first time they come into the shelter, we wouldn't have had those 70 puppies that she's had in 5 years, because at $12 or 12 a pop times 4, they just kept completely multiplying. So if we can get those stopped from right there when they get in and not give vouchers, because they gave him a voucher too, but he didn't get it done. And it was a free voucher, basically.
Okay. Damon, do you know of any grants?
I don't know them. We'll reach out to our sheriff association to see if they know anything and what counties are operating the shelter.
Okay, so what we'll do is we'll agendize this and have you come back and we'll do some research.
That would be amazing.
And
I just need some help too, because like I said, from my understanding, you have more access to those grants being who you are than I do. As just a rescue or a shelter.
Okay,
That'd be great.
thank you for your time.
Well, thank you very much for listening to me.
All right. Item 4, consideration of possible action on selecting a chairman of the Board of County Commissioners of Logan County. It is New Year, it's time to do that.
I'd nominate one of you two.
Wait a minute, I think it's your turn.
I was chairman before you.
Yeah, well, no, actually, Mike was chairman before me.
Oh, I was before Mike.
Right.
Goes 1, 2, 3.
But you're the vice chair right now.
I know, so Cody could be vice chair, you could be chair.
Why do I feel like I'm getting bent over here? You really don't want to do it?
I really don't. I'd nominate Marvin.
You're killing me.
I'll even second that.
Is that legal?
No reason it's not.
You're no help.
You're doing a good job, Marvin.
Well, thanks, Monty. I will continue if that's what the board wants, but I, like you, think that we should occasionally rotate these jobs, between the different commissioners.
I've been chairman, you've been chairman, you give it to Cody. I'm all right with that too.
Really? You ready to do this?
With the trust of the board, yeah.
Well, I'm not gonna go out on that limb with you.
I would accept it nominated.
I nominated Marvin, so I'll wait for Marvin to do it.
We have a motion on the table, is what he's saying.
I'll second that motion.
See, it could have died from lack of second. We have a motion and a second. Any further discussion on the chairman of the board nomination? Hearing none, all in favor say aye.
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 I'm gonna go, Neil,
Abstain.
that's it, abstain. Thank you for your confidence, gentlemen, or whatever reason. Thanks, Monty.
You're welcome. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. All right, consideration of possible action on selecting a vice chairman of the Board of County Commissioners of Logan County.
I move we approve or appoint Cody.
Well, I'll second that one. Have a motion and a second to appoint Cody Ellis as vice chairman of our county board. Any further discussion? Hearing none, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Motion passes. Did you say aye or did you abstain?
Abstain.
Okay. 2 yes, 1 abstention. Item 6, consideration of possible action on approving minutes of December 31st, 2021.
I'll move we approve.
I'll second.
Have a motion and a second to approve the minutes. Any further discussion? Hearing none, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
All right. Now, my favorite part of the whole year right now. Consideration and possible action to conduct annual inspection of Logan County Detention Center. Meeting will continue in Commissioner's office after the inspection. So we get to go. Oh, yes. And that inspection is open to the public. Yeah. So we've returned from our inspection of the jail and going to continue our meeting. Item 8, or any discussion on item 7, the jail inspection?
Look good.
Everything looks great. Thank you, Sheriff.
Yeah, thank you.
Yep. Thanks, Dan.
Nothing for 8 and 9.
Nothing for 8 and 9. Item 10, consideration of possible action on consent agenda.
We have no trust transfers, there's the cash funds.
Okay. Cash funds. Sign up here.
Yes.
hate signing in the wrong spot.
Yeah.
And these funds will be available after tomorrow.
Mhm.
Okay.
If we have a quorum.
We can't send deputies after him.
An escort.
We could declare that could be an emergency for us to run out of money.
Then you get Stephen involved.
Ooh, yeah.
Just don't wait on the state.
Yeah. 12.5%.
So on the ARPA funds, if and we decide to give some funds to the employees, that doesn't include elected officials, right?
I don't know. I would assume not, but I haven't received clarification on that.
What is other committees then?
I don't know.
I see.
I would assume that we're excluded from everything else, that we would be excluded from that.
I would hope so. Because we just do this for the fun of it, right?
Absolutely.
I know that's what you do, right? Just having fun.
I don't know about fun, but
A good time. $95,000 on the sales tax, $0.25 this month.
$95,000 total.
That's per $0.25. So we have 3/4 cents, so it's 280 something.
Ish.
Well, that's not too bad.
We have the one blanket. And conclude consent agenda.
Make a motion to approve consent agenda.
I'll second. I have a motion and a second to approve consent. Any further discussion? Hearing none, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Motion passes unanimously. On to the addendum, item 1 on the addendum. Consideration of possible action on resolution calling annual election of Free Fair Board of Directors on February 18th, 2022.
Make a motion to approve.
I'll second.
Have a motion and a second to approve the resolution. Any further discussion? Hearing none, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Motion is approved unanimously. Item 2, consideration and possible action to acknowledge receipt of notice of tort claim of Matthew Hangen. Is that how you pronounce that? And forward to Echo County Claims.
This isn't on our normal form. I didn't just write across there, we don't even really have to have it signed. That was delivered by the attorney.
Wow.
Does Acker already have this?
I emailed, yes,
What's it on?
RX, a legend stop sign now. Or this one might be a bicycle, but it is so large I had trouble emailing it, so.
Admitted our mistake?
Yeah, it was interesting. I emailed that to you and Dusty, did you see it?
I saw part of it, but I
Okay,
didn't look
okay.
at it.
I'll move with knowledge and forward it to Acker.
I don't understand what you're talking about.
I'll second.
I have a motion and a second to acknowledge the receipt of the tort claim with ACO. Any further discussion?
It'll take a while to go through this to have a question, so I don't have any more.
Okay. Hearing none, all in favor say aye.
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 Motion passes unanimously. All right, item 11.
Yeah, that was my error.
Yeah, okay. Item 12. Comments, announcements, questions by the Board of County Commissioners and other officers of the county. Stephen?
Nothing. No, sir, I don't have anything. Quiet weekend, surprisingly.
Good, good. Mike?
Nothing.
Nothing for me?
I forgot you, yes, ma'am. All right. Item 13, consideration possible action on adjournment.
So moved.
Second.
Have a motion and a second to adjourn. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
We're adjourned. Thank you, gentlemen.